Good morning, students. Today is Monday, February 11th, and it is the beginning of week 5. Can you believe it? It's 5 weeks already. So I'm going to go ahead and open that folder to show you what's coming up. All right, and as you can see, as usual, the first thing you see in the folder is the overview. And we've got a variety of assignments here. And on the other side, we have the learning objectives, what we hope that you will learn this week. Okay, so on the list, you're going to notice one interesting thing, and that is this exam. Okay, the exam is to be taken at home. All right, this is a different than the pre-course exam where you went to the testing center. For the midterm exam coming in week 8 and the final exam coming at the end, you will go to the testing center. But this week, you can just take this exam at home, which is nice. All right, you're also going to be doing vocabulary work here as usual. And then we're going to do a couple of new things. We're going to be learning about supporting details. You've learned about identifying main ideas. Now we're going to talk about the supporting details. And then you're going to learn about summarizing. Okay, summarizing is a very, very important skill. And then finally, you're going to have the chance to continue reading in the Giver. So you've got a lot going on this week. Let's scroll down and look first at exam 1. So exam 1 is very interesting because it's got two main things that it's going to test. Your ability to recognize the meaning of words in context and to find main ideas of paragraphs. Okay. Now, these are things that you have been studying in your textbook, 10 Steps to Building College Reading Skills. So, chapter 2 is about vocabulary and context, and the main ideas we learned about in chapter 3, okay, in your 10 steps, okay? So you can go back and review anything that you've done regarding that, including quizzes you have taken. You can go back and review and see how you did, what did you get wrong, and it may help you. When you are ready to take the test, you're going to take it at home, okay? You have 2.5 hours to complete the exam. Now, here, this is a very, very important point. You can only take the exam in one sitting. That means when you open the test and you start it, you have to complete it at that time. You can't open it, close it, and go back to it later, okay? It'll just mark anything you didn't answer as 0. So you get one chance. So it's very important that you feel ready and relaxed. So take it on a day and at a time when you will not be interrupted, when you have, when you're feeling comfortable and ready to take it, okay? And so you'll go to the exams part of the website, which is over here. Okay, you'll open it up and you'll take exam 1 at home. All right, that's enough information about that. The vocabulary work that we have this week is like other weeks. You're going to review last week's words and take a quiz. Okay, don't forget the quizzes, students, because all of those quizzes add up. 20 points here, 20 points there, and it can really affect your grade if you skip them. So just be sure not to skip them. When you get to this section here, this is about supporting details. You're going to learn how to find out what the supporting details are, okay, that from the main ideas in paragraphs. You want to know the difference. Which is a main idea and which is a supporting detail. This is a difficult thing to do sometimes, so you're going to get to practice. Now, in order to do your very best and learn the most, please do every step here, okay? Don't skip steps, all right? go to the 10 Steps Chapter 4, watch the PowerPoint, follow along in your textbook. Take these 2 quizzes, exercise 1 and 2. They count as 20 points, okay? At the end of the quiz, you're going to save them. All right, go back to 10 steps and in your book and complete practice 1 and practice 2 on these pages. Okay, then you're going to download, excuse me, let me move that. You're going to download this document right here, and you're going to type your answers in the document and save it. And then you're going to submit the document up here. Okay, so it's very important that you do all the steps to get your maximum number of points. Okay, we have word cards, and I will assign the words, and then we've got summarizing. Okay, so we're going to be summarizing a lot in this class, and this is the beginning. So take your time, be kind to yourself, and just be aware that summarizing is a tricky skill. It is a challenging skill in any language, and you all are doing it in a second or third or even fourth language, because I know some of you speak many languages. So it's amazing that you can do this, but it won't be easy. So I just want you to be kind to yourself and be patient and realize that it's okay to make mistakes. That's why we're here, okay? And when I read your first summary, I'm going to make comments and corrections on it, just like I did with your paraphrasing, and I'm going to have you do it again. So I don't want you to feel discouraged when I return it to you with comments. That's normal. That's part of the learning process. And it's part of the writing process. Whenever we write something, we never just sit down and write it absolutely perfectly the first time, no matter what language it's in, right? So we go through a process. So what I want you to do is I want you to, again, as I always say, and you're so tired of me, right, saying it, I want you to follow each step very carefully, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do each step little by little and don't skip around, because if you skip down here to 6, you're going to not really quite know what's going on and what you're doing if you haven't done 1 through 5. And I want you to be able to have the best success possible. So just be sure that you go through the steps carefully, including looking at, you notice it says here, review the 3 documents. Okay, when you go to this place in summary writing, you'll find those. Actually, do open and look at all of them, okay? Go to the course menu, look at the guidelines, all right? Download this article, watch the video. So I know I'm talking a lot just because I want to be sure, students, that you do every step, okay? And then when you get to the actual writing, look, there's 10 steps in the writing too. Okay, so it's just very, very important. You'll get the maximum points when you go take it steadily and don't skip. All right, and just like the paraphrase, I will grade it and I will send it back to you with my comments and my feedback, and then you will revise the summary next week. And your final grade will be an average of this week's draft and the revision. Okay, usually the first draft is not going to be great. You may struggle a little bit, and that is normal. Okay, so I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with, because you are amazing students. I have been so impressed with everything you've done so far. So I'm excited because I think you guys are going to do great. We've got another academic words assignment similar to previous ones. Don't forget to do the Townsend Press work in order to get all your points. And then finally, the giver. Let me just make a couple points. You're going to read a couple of chapters, answer questions. There's a few things I want to point out. Excuse me. Okay, so again, read all the steps